Ladies and gentlemen, people of the jury, Penguinz0, my boy, my guy, dude that I look up to, the incarnation of Jesus Christ in the modern era, Charlie, dropped a video. This is what a real demon looks like, and I saw the thumbnail. He's covering that insufferable arsehole pastor guy, and we are jumping into religious territory today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's freaking go. Someone told me I had to react to this for a certain part of the video later on, so I don't know what that is, but they told me I'll know it when I see it. So I am very excited for it. I know a little bit about this. Kenneth Copeland, I think that's the guy's name. The pastor guy. He looks like the dude from The Mask. His face looks like it fucking... He's skinwalking as somebody else every time he smiles.
The media said Joe Biden's president. Ha 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 ha
ha. But this is an insane situation, and today we're going to be looking at how Moist Critical destroyed a creepy, greedy, motherfucking jerk pastor that exploits believers to give him money. Bro has a yacht. He has a jet. This guy is Niji-sanji. He's just secretly the CEO of Niji-sanji. Let's jump into it.
You slept well last night because you may never sleep again after.
I actually did sleep pretty well last night. I had to wake up really early because there was a meeting that I had with somebody in a different time zone. But aside from that, I slept pretty well. Thank you.
Watching this, I'm going to show you what a real demon looks like in our world.
Let's go!
If I asked you to picture a devil, I think a lot of you would go to like him from Powerpuff Girls, like just that really classic red monster with horns. But in real life, that's...
No. When I think of a devil, I think of Genshin Impact releasing only 3 Primo Gems instead of 10 or whatever the fuck that drama was about.
It's not what a devil looks like. This is what it looks like.
Ah! That's the guy. That's the guy. Look at this dude. Look at his face. His face looks like it's made out of wax.
Kenneth Copeland. Kenneth Copeland is a preacher, evangelist, whom I've referenced many times in the past.
Yeah, dude, I hate this guy. I literally, like, ugh, he disgusts me. See, listen, I have a lot of respect for religious institutions in general, okay? A lot of respect. I believe that everyone can do whatever the hell they want, believe what you believe, follow what you follow, but have a level of integrity, okay? This is absolutely abhorrent, taking advantage of people that are trying to do good with their money. And it's gross.
That exploits religion for financial gain. He is extraordinarily wealthy by taking advantage of the people in his faith.
Yuck.
And he does all of it with a smile on his face and an attitude that resembles just pure evil. He is what I believe to be a wolf in sheep's clothing, as they say.
I don't think he even has sheep's clothing. I think he's a wolf. I think that's it. It's insane. So I think a lot of people that take a lot of advantage of, in religion, you'll have certain people that are very respected and make a lot of money through it. I think a lot of them are probably really scummy people that are just taking advantage of others behind the scenes. Now, that said, this guy in particular, dude, he thinks he can get away with it by showing his wealth, because I think that's how I have a headcanon for this guy. I truly believe that this asshole, this Kenneth guy, he is preaching to people that want to get rich. He is saying that as long as you keep giving me 10% of your income as a tithe or whatever, you will keep getting rich, because being rich is based. Being rich is based. That is the message that he's teaching, to get a target audience of rich Christian people that'll fall for it.
Let me show you one of his most famous interviews, which is going...
And then he released the game Genshin Impact in China and made even more money.
...viral again, which is why I wanted to talk about it, where he was interviewed by Inside Edition about his lavish lifestyle.
How are you, sir? We'd just like to ask you about why...
Look at his car! Limo, Cadillac, he has a couple of butlers.
Why you don't want to fly commercial. Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like...
Look at his face.
...getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
Yeah, he's one of those private jet preachers that I always like to
Dude, it's so gross. It's so disgusting. When people that are preachers or whatever and preach the word of the Lord, and turns out these guys... God damn.
Dalton call attention to the hypocrisy of People like him, these evangelists or heads of mega churches that live a life of outrageous luxury financed off the backs of those in their congregation who are donating under the guise that it's going to help further their faith or help the church or something like that, when really all it's doing is enabling them to live a lavish lifestyle. It always just makes me sick to my stomach.
Because it literally goes against exactly what they're preaching, right? That's the disgusting part. That it's not even the hypocrisy of it. It's worse than hypocrisy. It's taking advantage in such a disgusting fashion, in a way that should never, ever... It goes against all of the things that he supposedly stands for. It makes me so upset.
It runs so counter to the Bible that I have no doubt in my mind they will likely be going to hell without God even giving them a consideration of it.
Yo! And if Charlie damns you to hell, bro, it's Jover.
Entering the pearly fucking gates up there. It is deplorable. It is just diabolical stuff. And yet it is so common.
Preying on the faith of people. He's literally a cult leader. Dude, Mama Max needs to make a video on this guy. Literally a cult leader. It's actually gross. It's disgusting and insane.
Just recently talked about an online pastor who blamed his cryptocurrency scam on God.
Dude, it's the ultimate cop-out. The ultimate cop-out! Bro, why did you scam your audience? Thus said to me God! Scam your audience.
Saying that God made him make a shitcoin to scam the people that follow.
God told him to do it. Because you see, the people that fall for it are the people that don't appreciate money. And me, I use the money to serve God. So better the money be in my hands than in the hands of those scummy losers.
Him, which has to be one of the most blasphemous things you can ever say as a pastor. But he had the gall, the fucking chutzpah.
The chutzpah. He always says that. Every time Charlie says gall, he follows up with chutzpah. Every single time. Pay attention. Every time he says gall, he'll say the chutzpah.
Blasphemous things you can ever say as a pastor, but he had the gall, the fucking chutzpah.
Every time. Every time.
To blame the crypto scam on the Lord. And you're going to see this a lot throughout this interview, and if you ever...
It's the ultimate cop-out. It's why there is an actual biblical prohibition against false prophets. False prophets are something that they kept existing throughout history again and again and again. It's actually talked about at length in different areas of the Babylonian Talmud, for example, that anytime someone said, "Thus said the Lord God said to me," and it's not something that's actually a prophecy that's verifiable, or they are not someone that has been verified as a prophet, all right? Kill him. Death penalty. Like, it is not to be joked about.
Dive into this rabbit hole of corrupt...
I'm not saying that maybe death penalty sounds extreme by today's standards, but still, it goes to show exactly how disgusting what he's doing is. If you're preaching this, if this is what you are preaching, you are literally the antichrist of your own religion.
Pastors, they always use their connection with God as the excuse. Well, God actually wants me to have a whole fleet of private jets. It's actually very Christian to be wealthy.
God actually wants me to take all of the Niji Sanji talent VTuber medals and keep them. Use them as my golden throne. God told me so.
And it's just a complete bastardization of what the Bible's supposed to teach.
No, listen to me just a second. Not the people.
Dude, that face! It's like he's so condescending.
The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing.
What the fuck? He's gonna eat her. Run! Run away! He's a skinwalker.
Baloney.
What the hell does that mean?
You wouldn't have to stop 65% of what you're doing if you flew commercial. You can fly commercial and still reach...
Do you have any idea how much more he could do if instead of buying a private jet, he gave money to people that were poor? Like, do you realize that how much more that would do? Dude, 65% less preaching, but, you know, an extra few $100 million to people in need?
All of the same places. There are more planes in the sky right now than there is poop in my butt. And trust me, there's a lot of poop in there.
Oh, god damn, I trust you, man.
I haven't taken my morning shit yet.
Oh, yeah.
You can fly commercial and still do all of the same work you've been doing. And it's not like you're doing important work, Kenneth. All you do is you're basically like this dementor.
You're a money siphoner. You go and siphon money off people and try to make people feel good that they are parting with their hard-earned cash.
Who sucks money out of everywhere he goes.
Bro is literally the Luigi vacuum cleaner from fucking Luigi's Mansion, just as a preacher.
That's not important work. You're just perverting Christianity to fit your own agenda.
Dude, this guy would be so much more based if he was just like Seto Kaiba and he had a jet, just made it look like Blue Eyes, just fucking go all out, be like, yeah, we all struggle with our personal demons. I struggle with using cash in bad ways, and everyone struggles with their own issues. But he doesn't even do that. He literally doesn't even do that. Like, what's actually insane to me is that despite the fact that he goes and preaches to people that everyone has flaws and everyone needs to fix their flaws, and by fixing your flaws, you should give me money, he's not willing to even say that he himself did flaws. Bro's literally sitting there and is like, God did an internal investigation on my capital and resource funding, and he decided that I was innocent.
Of making as much doubloons as you possibly can accrue in this lifetime.
Isn't it true that you want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury? How much money
No, it's not about the luxury.
did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's
That's none of your damn business.
really none of your business.
All right, I was close. Yeah, sure.
But
Isn't it the
It's sort of her business. As one of the people that he's preaching to, he's sucking money out of people. Dude, this is just like every YouTuber that's like, yo, give me your money so that I could, Stop saying pre-watch. That was obvious.
business of your donors?
listen, I paid.
Time for him to compliment her in a creepy way to get into her good graces. I've seen so many clips of this guy before. God, he's so creepy.
You kind of caught me off guard here, okay?
That was the point. That was the point.
Certainly. Well, if you'd like to come out here, I'd like to give you a chance to catch your breath and
He's floundering here because he knows there's really no way of justifying this when actually confronted with the question.
You see, he's thinking to himself, he's like, God damn it, if the cameras weren't rolling, I would consume her right now. But unfortunately, they are. So I can't take over her body and parade it like a flesh puppet.
He usually relies on the Bible as a shield from criticism, so all the people in his faith, if they question him, he says, oh,
When the Lord Jesus Christ said, get thyself a private jet to preach 65% more, he was referring to me.
well, you're questioning God. But now he's actually getting interviewed by someone who's done their research and is actually talking to him about how his lifestyle is the complete opposite of what the Bible talks about. And he doesn't really know how to defend it, because there's no way of doing that. It's also very telling the way he views all the people around him by calling them demons in a tube when talking about...
Yeah, bro, talking about going on a plane. He doesn't just say, I want to be luxurious. He says, no, I don't want to sit next to demons in a tube.
flying commercial and why he just won't do it, because he can't stand to be around people in general. He just wants to use them for his own financial gain. It's a fucking sickening perspective. And his mannerisms, the way that he does these like creepy smiles and gestures.
It's insane. He's like a VTuber avatar in real life. Like, my VTuber avatar doesn't have weirder expressions than this guy. He looks like freaking... Okay, dude, I'm gonna pull up a side-by-side, and you are gonna lose your shit. You are gonna lose your shit. Literally lose your shit.
All of it is so menacing.
and have a conversation. We don't want to catch you off guard.
I love Inside Edition. You got to get this now.
I told
listen
you.
to-
I told you he was literally gonna start complimenting them. I told you he was gonna start complimenting these guys. Oh my god. This is how he makes his money. He's like, you made millions of dollars by funding illegal expeditions into killing random people? Well, if you give me money, the Lord will forgive you. Did I mention that how beautiful your suit is? Did I mention that I like your luxury sports car?
Jimmy, my wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah.
What?
Now-
What was that? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah. You satisfy my wife like I can never do.
That'll send a shiver down your spine. The way he acts and the way he sounds, all of it is what I
So I
imagine.
guess he's not Catholic? Shouldn't, like, if he was a... So he's not a priest? Hey, listen, I'm not Christian. I don't know how this works.
It would look and sound like if a demon was ever made flesh on this
Why did you call that human being a demon? My wife thinks your show is, oh yeah.
planet. He is what I would picture the Antichrist looking and acting like. Oh, it's just like disturbing listening to him speak.
It's crazy.
My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah. what does that even mean? Like he's clearly
because he needs to try to compliment his opponents. That's how he gets along with making so much money. He's like, if you give me $500,000, the Lord will forgive you. What a nice dick you have. Mind if I suck it?
trying his best to like suck their cock. Like Inside Edition
No, not the. Don't you dare say that's pre-watched, okay?
is incredible. I can't believe you guys would do this to me when I'm such a fan of yours. It's just weird. It's so off-putting. Everything about him feels so fake and sinister.
Thank you, Lord. Help me. Let me pray this thing.
Well, let me.
He has to stop. Dude, his eyes don't look like they're behind a mask, right? They don't look like the same guy. Literally he doesn't look like a human being. It looks like he has some flesh on his face.
Just ask you a really simple question. A lot of people think it's unbecoming for a preacher to live a life of luxury and to fly around in private jets. What's your response to that?
Very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do.
Fucking bullshit. You do realize Penguinz0, Moist Critical, the guy who's covering this right now, literally, and I'm not exaggerating, literally has more impact with every word that he says than you do. And he does it wearing the same fucking white Walmart-ass t-shirt every day in the same room with a crappy camera just recording himself and putting it online. Bro, you are literally lying. Dude is preparing himself. He's waiting for the cameras to go off so he can sit there and go, unlimited power! Just start sending electricity out of his fingertips at her. I'm telling you.
We have brought over $100
million to my pocket.
The latest figures just came out. 122 million people to the Lord Jesus Christ.
What the fuck? Wait, are you joking? Wait, you're joking. Bro, what did that preacher Palpatine over here really said? We brought 122 million people to the Lord Jesus. The figures just came out. What figures? Where do you have figures? Before baptizing, you have to freaking sign a little thing. Kenneth Copeland got me here because he extorted me into doing this. He threatened to murder my child for this to happen. All that I needed to do was sign here, get a baptism, and give him $100 million. Dude killed 122 million people. That's his figures.
Can you show me the Carfax on that? I'd really like to see the data to support that claim.
God damn.
What I think happened is you brought in $122 million. That's not necessarily
hilarious.
bringing people to the faith. You know what I mean? That's more like bringing the clams to the bank.
Yeah,
is what it seems more to me.
Bank accounts are made by the shadow government, by the way. Bank accounts aren't real.
Really appreciate the Inside Edition interviewer not pulling any punches, just playing hardball here. She is absolutely cooking Kenneth.
Dude, thank God there's a camera, or she wouldn't be alive anymore. Bro, you know in Men in Black, you have those the cockroach guys in the first Men in Black movie that like they'll kill somebody and then they'll take over their body and parade it around like a flesh puppet. That's what he would have done to her if there wasn't a camera rolling. I'm just saying. She
is slapping his cheeks on the grill and whipping up a fine ass patty here at the barbecue today. Watching Kenneth squirm is priceless, and you're going to see his defense mechanism, as it is for a lot of these corrupt pastors, is always like, I need to pray. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm getting a message from God. It's a transmission into my cerebral cortex.
Dude, again, false prophet. Literally, guy is a literal false prophet. And I think that I don't use this liberally. I think that anyone that says that they get a message directly from God and that gets them to do unhinged shit, false prophet, never trust him again. By his own religion, he should be given the death penalty.
Cortex, hold on a minute. And then he's like, oh, Lord, I pray. Wait, hold on a second, Inside Edition.
I'm having a godgasm right now. Stay away from me.
Shit, I'm getting over.
God in my DMs, hold up a minute.
Come with the faith again. He said I need another private jet. Oh, yeah. Like, it's one of those things where,
oh, no.
in the middle of being confronted with an indefensible statement or an indefensible act, they desperately cling to, hold on, I gotta pray real quick. Like, no, I'm a good person because God's talking to me and I gotta pray. I'm so overcome with it. I've gotta pray. And you see that time and time again when it comes to this. It's pathetic. And it's honestly an affront to God, I would imagine.
I'm
to try and use him as your get out of jail free card. That shit, again, that's gotta be blasphemous. It's gotta be.
Without the airplane that we have that I bought from Tyler Perry, and I didn't pay anywhere. And Tyler's one of the greatest guys. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
What the fuck? What?
He made that airplane so cheap for me.
I did him a favor by buying it. I did him a favor when I bought that. Honestly, yes, I threatened his wife and children, but in reality, he's closer to the Lord Jesus Christ right now.
I couldn't help but...
Dude looks like a Meat Canyon animation. Holy shit, he's got that psychopath face.
Case closed. It was such a good deal, he was losing people's money by not investing it in that
If I wouldn't have bought that private jet.
private jet. Man, thank God for Tyler. I have no doubt the good Lord put Tyler in the position he's in today just so he could give Kenneth Copeland a private jet at a great deal to continue to spread the good word and the gospel.
He gave me a great deal, and I didn't even use my shadow mafia of religious zealots to kill his wife. It was literally a win-win.
Well, my question then, okay, all right, but
What's he doing? What's he swatting at her? What the?
I want to get to the
What is that?
demons, because people are very concerned about that comment.
Give me a chance here, Inside Edition. I love your eyes.
It's the random compliments. Holy, if you would say I love your eyes, I would cut my eyes out, take them out. I'd be like, I don't want them anymore. You ruined them for me. Oh my Lord. What is that random compliment thrown in there? I told you he's going to keep doing that.
And,
I don't know what all this was here. It was like a cat playing with a toy. He was just like swatting at her or something to get her to stop. And then he gives her a random compliment out of nowhere. Just like a rogue statement. You have great eyes. What the fuck is that? Why are you so unhinged? He's all over the place here.
My God.
here's what happened.
Uh-huh.
We flew.
Uh-huh. This isn't going to answer the question. He's just going to say about something totally different.
In 21 days,
All right.
70 hours, 40,000 miles, touched 5 continents, and preached face to face personally with 125,000 people.
Dude, that's literally less than fucking Dream's concert, okay? And guy can't even sing, okay? You literally have less eyes on you than some random YouTubers playing Minecraft. And these guys don't have private jets. Also, you're making this up right now off the top of your head. And also, this could all be done flying economy.
What in the fuck are you yapping about? He's... huh?
Do you use money in places where you don't need to? I've touched 5 continents. I have sucked 7 penises. And I have extorted 16 billionaires.
What are you blabbering on about? That has nothing to do with your statement about the demons in the tube from commercial airlines you can't be caught dead around. This is a nothing burger. What are you talking about? This is, again, dodging it and just putting it on like, oh, we do great work that can only be accomplished through the use of a private jet.
God.
We couldn't reach all of these places commercial. It wouldn't make any sense. It's got to be a private jet, a very luxurious one, so I can be closer to God up there in heaven. It's fucking ridiculous.
Do you ever use your private jets to go visit your vacation homes, for example?
Yes, I do.
Preachers need vacation too. You see, that's how he's able to get his energy back to spread the word of the Lord, where I am the Lord.
Okay. Again, getting back to the comment.
Dude's gonna lose his mind at some point. He's gonna have a schizo freak out moment. He has to. He is so on the edge of just exploding. The demons behind his face, behind his eyes, are struggling to get out.
Said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
Oh my God! He literally did the thing. Oh my God. Well, that's a schizo moment. That's all. Y'all could spam pre-watch now if you want. Dude, it's because it's obvious as shit. The second he starts calling normal people demons, he loses his entire financial base. He literally loses his entire finances. Dude, it's insane. And now he's gonna watch this. He's gonna morph right back, and his face is gonna slinky back into a smile. It's gonna be a creepy, just gimmicky smile that he's just gonna snap back into. Is he doing that with his finger? He's just pointing at her for 30 seconds, paused, sucking the soul out of her eyes.
We wrestle not.
He literally did the fucking smile snapback. This is actually unhinged.
With flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
That meant nothing. That literally meant nothing.
Was so close to letting
I want to remove my skin so he could never take it.
the mask slip off his face right there in that moment. I really thought he was about to reach over.
We wrestle now with flesh and blood, only with powers and fucking whatever the hell he said.
And start strangling her like Homer Simpson to Bart. Like, he gets the finger out and he gets really stern and serious.
That finger probably stinks too. Like she had that finger all up in her face.
That look that he gives her, that would strike fear in the hearts of anyone. His facial expression.
Dude, Mace Windu would have thrown himself off the building if Palpatine would have looked at him like that.
They're so exaggerated. He's like a Pixar character. The way that he's able to
Oh,
constantly have
oh my god, that's such a good call.
these wide range of emotions that he conveys like that. The way he flips from infuriated to like smiling at her in the creepiest way possible, it's alarming. Everything about this guy should be sending you into a fight or flight response. As opposed to just throwing money at him, it should be running away from him.
Dude, and every time like you get them in a corner, they just say random fucking Bible quotes, you know? What do you think about calling people humans?
If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and is no one to help them up.
But sir, what does that have anything to do with?
You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise, you perceive my thoughts from afar.
Yes, but it's interesting you say that, but that doesn't actually mean anything.
The Lord will vindicate me. Your love, Lord, endures forever. Do not abandon the work of ye hands.
It's like, okay, dude. All right, bro. You can put your salami finger down. Get me a fuck out of here.
You explain what you meant by that term then. Just explain, because it's really simple. You said you didn't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. What did you mean?
I meant, nothing.
Well, let me
I'm trying to justify my insatiable appetite for money. Don't you understand?
ask you.
Do you think that people that fly commercial are demons?
If you give me a chance to talk, sweetheart, I'll explain this to
She
you.
gave you plenty of chances. You just speak at snail's pace because you have nothing to say.
But it's a biblical thing. It's a spiritual thing.
Why do you have a private jet?
It's a biblical thing. Everyone knows Moses used the private jet to part the Red Sea, obviously.
It doesn't have anything to do with people.
What?
People, I love people.
Yeah.
Jesus loves people.
That's probably the first truthful thing he's ever said in his life. I have no doubt that
What?
Kenneth Copeland loves people.
Because they give him all their money!
Because people
People are so easy to extort and manipulate, to wrap around my finger in my little cult. If people wouldn't be so easy to be manipulated, I wouldn't be as rich as I am.
are the ones that finance his lavish lifestyle. They pay for his private jet vacations that he goes on all the fucking time out the wazoo. So I know he loves people. I'd argue there's only one thing Kenneth Copeland loves more than people.
The money that people give him.
Wallets. And sticking his
Damn.
dick in there and just fucking them raw. Taking as much money out of it as he can possibly find. Through misleading them through the faith.
Oh
and
my
exploiting
God.
them. And taking advantage of them. That's the only thing that he loves more than just people in general would be my bet. So again, he will not just answer the question of what he meant by being in a tube with a bunch of demons on it. And the Inside Edition
Dude, honestly, this guy, dungeon. 12 years, dungeon. 12 years, no lawyers, dungeon.
interviewer continues to press that, which I really appreciate. He continues to just tiptoe around it. Let me ask you a question. No, goofball. Just answer it yourself. Just say what you meant. Say it with your whole chest.
But
Look at his face. It's crazy.
people get pushed in alcohol.
What?
Do you think that's a good place for a preacher to be and prepare to go preach to a lot of people?
What? That excuse is unacceptable!
When somebody in there is dragging some woman down an aisle, it made me so mad.
It sounds like people. It sounds like he's hating on people right now. I hate to say it, but he's like,
I have no issues with people.
my issue is the people in the aircraft that drink and pull women.
I had to see that on television. I wanted to punch the guy out myself. I can't be doing that while I'm getting ready to preach.
Why not? I think punching that guy would have been the best way to preach, by actually taking your words and putting them into action, by actually taking what you preach and practice it. I would think that that's exactly what you should be doing to prepare yourself.
So you just don't like to be around the sinful people or the hurtful people. Is that what you're saying?
Not the people, baby.
Not the people. The people are great. They give me money. Because when a rich man abused 100 slave children in China and comes to me to ask for forgiveness, For only $1 million, I'll forgive him.
She just doesn't understand. He is seeing through the matrix right now.
Back during the days that we couldn't do anything else, we had to travel commercial.
I thought he was gonna say, back in the days of the Bible, life was so different. I thought he was like gonna really go back. He's going back to before I had a private jet.
The saddest period in his life when he had to fly commercial.
Saddest period in human history, I'd say.
God bless. I can't believe he made it out alive with that. Yeah, that's horrifying. Horrifying. But again, Kenneth, you're directly referencing people when you're talking about this. You gave an example of a man dragging someone down the aisle. Like, what? You're literally talking about people, and you're like, no, not the people. What the fuck are you talking about? And he brings up, like, alcohol. I can't be around alcohol in commercial. That's not a good place for a preacher. What the fuck? The reason he won't just say...
So the thing is, and I've used this as example, like, in real life before, okay? I think that the real life situations where you see the grittiest and darkest of humanity is the best place for any moral man to test his morals. Because here's the thing. Let's enter this conversation with the best possible faith. A good faith argument saying that, you know what, he makes a point, doesn't want to be around bad people because that'll ruin his sermon or whatever the fuck. Okay? Let's say, best faith argument. Okay? That's bullshit. That's literally bullshit. Because the people that he's talking to are going to be the regular people. The people that fly economy. The people that are sinners. He is supposedly preaching to sinners, getting them to a good place to accept God. Okay? That's literally his job. He is someone that truly thinks that a preacher should never be around sinners. Then how are you ever going to get through to sinners? Like, I literally think that, okay, obviously, who am I to disagree with this man? Nux, you obviously haven't read Matthew 23:14 that justifies his actions. You're right, I haven't read Matthew 23:14, okay? I've never read I've only studied the Old Testament. I've never really read the New Testament, I have to say. But just logically speaking, it's impossible for anyone to preach to someone if they can't even relate to them and be in their shoes. Yes, being around bad people is the best place for a preacher to be, to actually quantify his claims and help people that really are in need, I would think.
What we all know he meant is because he knows that even the most brainwashed in his following would hear that and get a very bad impression of it, because he is basically calling them demons, and that could potentially hurt his bottom line.
We wrestle not
with flesh and blood,
with people,
That was close.
but with principalities and power,
He's literally quoting the same fucking verse again.
unseen things.
Nah, we wrestle with people. Dude's an idiot.
Rulers of the darkness.
And you know what the craziest thing is? You're gonna have some human watching this interview, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, I just molested my nephew. But I'm not the bad guy. It's the rulers of darkness that are the bad guy. I gotta give this guy money.
Of this world. Talking about the devil, he's a very real devil. Just the same as Jesus is a very real Lord.
And the very real devil is wearing your skin right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree, Kenneth. I feel like I'm watching an interview.
Dude, even when you says devil, you see his face fucking vibrate.
Jesus is a very real
Look
Lord.
at it. His whole face is vibrating as he speaks.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree, Kenneth. I feel like I'm watching an interview with the devil right now.
Damn.
He continues, again, to just try and start spouting sermons that are pretty unrelated to this whole thing. He then talks about how many jets they have. And, well, he still has no way of defending it in any meaningful capacity. Because you can't really defend it, because there is no universe where a preacher needs this level of wealth to do what...
Dude, Charlie makes so much money. This is why, like, I'm all for, like, the Charlie Jesus memes. Why I think they're hilarious. Charlie makes so much money. Okay? And despite that, he gives so much charity. He gives to charity. He pays for other people's pets' operations. He used to give all of the money he made through YouTube to charities until he realized that some charities are scummy. He helps people with whatever he can, all right? He's taken so much time out of his day to help me personally. I ran into issues with YouTube, and he came out and helped me when he did not need to, okay? Dude. Blah. He has 9 billion views on his channel. 9 billion views. Now he gives away money on stream. True. For reference, 9 million views is probably $35,000. So 9 billion views, then 9 billion is 1,000 times that. He probably made $35 million in ad revenue. I mean, obviously a lot of his videos wouldn't be monetized and he gave a lot away, but just for reference, that is an insane amount of money. That is an insane amount of money, and yet he does so much. Look at his lifestyle. All of his videos, he's wearing this, like, a regular t-shirt. He doesn't have insane cars. He literally, okay, my math could be off, but just to recognize how insane that amount of money is, it could change people, but this guy's not changed. He doesn't do the designer clothes. He doesn't do the sports cars. He doesn't have a private jet. He's a humble guy. He talks to anyone. He helps everyone. This guy is what the freaking rich mega pastor should look like. Living a lifestyle like this guy. That's why it's so perfect that he's the one that calls him out, honestly. He's a good guy, and he's a good friend, and he looks at everyone equally, and he doesn't scam people to make his wealth, but dude, he makes so much money. He doesn't run away from it, and he doesn't make it off the backs of anyone. He makes it purely off YouTube advertisement. Like, he'll take donations if you give it to him, but he never asks for donations. Like, recognize what we're talking about here.
It's gluttonous. That's a sin, Kenneth. It's corruption. Blatant corruption. And it comes from, at least partly, from the donations of just normal people that go to these mega churches or go to these traveling evangelists, that kind of shit. It comes from them trying to better their life. True. But they're doing it through a con man who's taking advantage of that desire. And it's fucking sad.
It
always makes me furious. Kenneth Copeland is one of my least favorite people on the planet and has been for the better part of a decade.
God damn.
I've talked about Kenneth for a long time now.
Yeah, I think I've seen Charlie talking about him before.
And I'm sure I will continue to do so, because this guy is going to most likely live forever, because he is propped up...
Because he is Nosferatu, okay? Nosferatu is this guy in the modern day.
By the puppet strings of Lucifer himself. So this guy, he's probably going to outlast everybody on this planet at some point.
But the main thing that happened that wasn't the main reason. The main reason was...
He's just bullshitting and he knows it.
I could no longer do what I called to do.
Look at his little turkey gobbler wiggling and jiggling like that. Look.
I could no longer do what I called to do and be on the airlines.
Bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
Besides that, I need my clothes when I get there.
You can't take clothes on an airline?
And you have some fancy clothes. I mean, for a pastor, you are living a life of luxury. You've got great homes. You've got great planes. You drive in.
And the thing is, that's what he sells to people. He'll say, if you give me money and you work as a good Christian, then you also can be blessed by the Lord with luxury. That's part of his gimmick. That's part of what he's selling. Did he blink yet? He did a whole interview, but I'm not sure I saw him blink.
And limos.
I'm a very wealthy man.
You're a very wealthy man.
Yes.
Cool.
He literally doesn't blink.
I guess. If I was someone that was putting money into the church and what I believe would be a man of God, I think the number one thing I wouldn't want to hear is that he just uses it to be a wealthy man with a bunch of really fancy clothes, cars, and private jets.
Yeah.
Feels like it defeats the whole purpose, don't you think? I also can't help but focus on his turkey neck that keeps...
Stop! Listen, if I did pre-watch, I would have mentioned this way earlier in the video. Not right now when I noticed it, okay? It's not like I'm reading a transcript on the other monitor. Stop saying pre-watch. Stop it!
Every time he speaks. It's like paper in like a strong gust of wind constantly. His neck, like there's so much...
His skin's getting loose, okay? He's gonna need a new host soon. This one's starting to rot from within.
Skin on it. It looks like the rudder to a boat or something, and it just keeps fucking flapping around, and it distracts me.
My wealth doesn't come from offerings alone.
Alone, meaning it does come from offerings. I just also make money for other ways. Tax fraud, extortion, probably racism.
Because you sell things, books and DVDs.
Merch. He sells merch to losers. It doesn't come from donations alone. I also sell amulets to people to protect them from vampires, dark forces exist.
Yes. And I have a lot of natural gas on our property.
What the fuck? What the? No shot! He's rich because he has natural gas on his property. What the hell?
Didn't know that, did you, babe?
Now
Don't call her baby, you fucking disgusting shitbag. God, that's gross. But no, you don't have natural gas on your property unless it's the methane gas that exits your anus.
I do.
Yeah, you do. Isn't that wonderful?
You realize that you still
the
just
fuck?
did a big self-report there, don't you, Kenneth? You said that your wealth doesn't come from offerings alone,
Yeah, I caught that too.
which means some of it does. Which means some of your wealth is taken directly from the offerings of those in your churches and those that
Also,
believe.
what the hell is his property?
Of course I have natural gas on my property. You may not know this, but I recently bought all of Syria.
Like, what the hell is he doing?
Believe that what they're doing is for the greater good of the faith, not to line your pockets. You openly just admitted to that.
But it will run something in the neighborhood of 25 million in the poor. Can't do that and be broke.
So final question
What?
is,
What? That makes no sense! Dude. If you need, let's say, $1 million to live comfortably, then you don't need the other $500 million that you're spending everywhere else. This argument makes no sense. Yes, let's say you give $25 million to charity, but you're worth $1 billion. Like, do you realize how that makes no sense?
a lot of people maybe have a misunderstanding that
I have natural gas on my property. I bought all of Amaranth's fart jars.
Oh my God.
about what you do in prosperity preaching. So the final question is this. To those critics that say that a preacher should not be living a life of luxury, what is your response to that?
They're wrong.
I'm saying that Jesus gave me all it.
Wait, what?
They're wrong. Because Jesus gave me this money.
Oh my God, he's so spooky. It's like he just hit her with a zinger. They're wrong. That's okay. Got him.
That's it.
That
Enough said. Hey, checkmate.
What the hell was that?
Now give him more money for being wrong and hurting his feelings, so he can get himself a new private jet to dry his tears with. He says that he invests 20 to 25 million in the poor. What do you do? How do you help them?
You know what he invests?
I invest $25 million in the poor. That's how much it cost me to buy my private jet that I drive to give speeches to poor people. I couldn't give speeches to poor people if I didn't buy my private jet. That was my investment in the poor.
Seems like you just take money from everybody. What do you do with that 20 to 25 million that you apparently invest in the poor? I looked it up and I couldn't really find anything on that. There's really no information on it. I'm super curious now. Seems like just kind of a lie. Maybe invest 20 to 25 million in like smaller businesses that
Dude.
serve less wealthy areas or something. I have no clue, but I can't find anything where he's like directly helping anybody except himself, actually.
it's a misunderstanding of the Bible.
When the Bible said, "Thou shalt not skin walk and steal the skin of thy neighbor," it actually wasn't referring to rich people.
That if you go into the old covenant,
The old covenant. Jews.
Oh my God, no way. He's not gonna go down the.
Jews love money.
Oh no. There's no way. There's no world that he actually says that, right? There is no world that he says that.
do you think the Jewish people believe you should be broke?
The old covenant. Obviously, they don't think so. That's why all Jews love money so much. Jesus was Jewish, and that's why he liked money.
What the fuck is he doing? What is he going on? What is he going on? Oh my Lord. Dude is high off his rocker. Oh my Lord, I can't believe this. Good argument. You know, it doesn't say anywhere in the Old Testament that you have to love money. What are you on about?
Are you saying that Jewish people appreciate money more than...
They believe in wealth. What does that even mean? Oh my God.
They believe in wealth.
I'm literally losing my shit. I can't believe he's actually saying this. Holy fuck.
Some people would find that offensive.
No, wait a minute now.
Wait a minute
I'm
now.
not talking about some people. I'm talking about the Bible.
Shit's getting
What the fuck? Okay, dude, it doesn't say anything about believing in wealth anywhere in the Bible. Nowhere in the Old Testament. Not a single place. Dude's just high off anti-Semitic tropes and thinks that, well, if it's anti-Semitism, it must be the Old Testament.
Really weird now. And Kenneth Copeland is clearly struggling and sweating.
Holy
This has
crap.
nothing to do with the Bible either, by the way, because the Bible makes it clear in no uncertain terms that this house of worship should never be used as a place for, like, financial benefit for those involved. Like, you know that moment a lot of people recall from the Bible where Jesus flips a table?
Oh my god, dude, Charlie is saying more Bible quotes that are actually on point than this preacher did.
Might forget why that happened, so I'm going to go ahead and post this. Jesus entered the temple courts and drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. It is written, he said to them, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers.
Bro, I think people don't understand how the Bible has there's a whole law about not being allowed to take interest, okay? Interest is an actual prohibition in the Old Testament because interest is greedy. Like, why would you, if you lend someone $100 for them to pay you back $120, then that is actually a biblical prohibition because you're just being greedy for this extra $20. You should have given him the $100 for $100 back. You're not going to gain off this person needing to wait to give you back more money. That's literally in the Old Testament. Okay, now, like, I'm going to be honest. A lot of banks don't follow this mantra per se, but that's what it says. Sorry for the Bible spoilers.
It's been brought up before, and I have seen a lot of slimy excuses and really weird interpretations of that to still justify taking a ton of money from people in the church. But the way I always interpreted that, and really the way I was kind of taught when I was still very religious back when I was growing up, like I mentioned, I actually got baptized twice in case the Lord slept through the first one, like if his alarm didn't go off to watch it. I did it twice just to ensure. But with this, I was always under the impression that the lesson is that the faith should never be used as just a way of making money from people.
Which is so obvious to any human being that actually rubs their brain cells together.
Through it.
The Bible also says that it's more difficult for a rich man to get into heaven than it is for a camel to get through the eye of a needle, correct?
The rest of the scripture. But he said, all things are possible with God.
Dude, his skin is sliding off of his face.
I thought that was a really good dunk from the reporter there.
Dude, what the hell? All things are possible. It's really hard for rich people to do the right thing. But all things are possible. Jover, might as well make it hard for myself because it's possible.
Kenneth Copeland tries to weasel his way out of. I don't think it's a really good excuse, though. That's kind of a cop-out. Oh, yeah, it does say that in the Bible, but it also says anything's...
Did you just commit murder? Do you expect to get into heaven? All things are possible with God.
Possible through the power of God. When that's an excuse you see a lot of terrible pieces of shit use. What's the expression? Sin 6 days of the week, ask forgiveness on the 7th, repeat the cycle? Something like that. He's basically just saying, like, yeah, no, it does say that in me taking all this money from these people, maybe it is sinful, but hey, anything's possible through the power of God. I'll probably still get into heaven because he forgives anything. So who cares? I'll do what I want and then ask for forgiveness and get it.
Next season of Has Been Hotel featuring Kenneth Copeland.
Both of my grandfathers were preachers. They were both very poor. They lived simple, modest lives. They were extremely offended by men that made money like you do, preaching like
Damn, there is no comeback to this. He's cooked. She just cooked the fuck out of him.
You do. What would your response be to people that think that preachers shouldn't live this kind of a lifestyle?
They're wrong.
Folks like both my grandfathers.
And I understand that. And I love them with all my heart.
Dude has to stop doing that smile. Oh my God.
It's your grandfathers that we're standing on their shoulders.
Is he just saying it's because of the good, honest-to-God preachers that want to do good in this world that I'm able to run my multi-level marketing crypto fucking scam? It's only because I'm able to scam... it's only because of good people like your grandfathers that I'm able to rip off the rich like the way I do.
Not exactly an inspiring thing to say. It's your grandfathers that I have built my empire on top of, the preachers that were actually doing some good work and being genuine people. Well, I was able to exploit that good reputation for myself. I'm standing on their shoulders. It's thanks to them. Yeah. They're the real heroes. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, they're turning over in their grave right now hearing that statement. That's abhorrent.
Sir, thank you so much for your time today.
Name?
Lisa Guerrero.
Lisa, God bless.
I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch him. Like, honestly, I would cut the hand off. Like, I would just remove the hand.
Bless Lisa today. Thank you for her grandparents. I love Inside Edition. I love the people on it. And it thrills me to get a chance to have my face on Inside Edition.
Thank you very much,
Oh, God, dude. If he would kick... Oh, God. Oh!
Reverend. You have a nice day.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where the interview concludes. And I think...
Bro, he got cooked. He got absolutely cooked out there.
Kenneth Copeland is a real asshole. I think that guy is evil. Everything about him is exactly what I would picture a demon on this earth disguising itself as. To a T. It's almost cartoonish how evil his aura is.
Crazy. Actually
So yeah,
crazy.
anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.
Brother, that was wild. Oh my God. Like, it's like looking at the face of evil. My word. That was insane. Truly disgusting stuff. What happened to the reporter after this? I don't know. She probably died. I don't want to spread any scary theories, but yeah, he probably died. She's probably dead now. Probably stolen by the shadow government. Right after she made a mysterious donation to Kenneth Copeland's church, if I had to guess. A total guess. Total guess. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this occasion. This was Charlie destroying this fucking dude who's... Holy shit. I feel like I just literally watched a battle of good versus evil. Like, you know, angel versus devil battle before me. I cannot believe this has been going on for so long, and this dude's been able to make so much money. I feel like he's just some sort of supervillain. The mask is gonna come off at some point, and how he was, like, blackmailing people around the world. But anyway, that's been this. God, I hate corruption. Alright. Anyway, I'm gonna raid somebody. Some Vtuber out here. And brand new video just dropped on Nuxanor literally 4 minutes ago. So I'm gonna raid. You guys go watch Nuxanor video. It just happened. Hopefully new stream soon. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not. Thank you all so much for being here. Gonna send you on over. Have yourself a most wonderful day. Appreciate you guys a lot. Great stream. Great stream. And stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.